Welcome, exiles. We're continuing the stream. The internet decided to choke and speed was crap. So we had to stop, reset the router and start the stream again, and I made a break for dinner. And we're gonna actually for what is called like the last meal of the day, supper or something. Hey, it doesn't matter. So we finished the... We could like say we might want to do more, but it's kind of conclusive enough of our beach maps test, concluding that you probably want to invest a bit of juice if you wanna kill the monsters. If you just gonna go for seeds, then if the maps are not like too expensive, then maybe just run them normal, it's kind of fine. But if you're running higher tier maps, then probably all can go. That's kind of a conclusion, like not a lot of interest there, but still I kind of want to try it out. So let's just quickly check like how expensive this stuff is. I might want to lower the price on some of the stuff before we kind of go into mine is 2.4, which is, yeah, it's kind of lower, but mine is kind of 84, which might be good or bad, but I'm gonna keep it on this price. About this, I'm kind of there, so that is fine. So what we want to fix about this build, I forgot that my dash is on right click now. I'm used to like being cyclone on right click. I can change it. The problem, like with our gear, I kind of made an Explo curse chest with crit that doesn't have a lot of ES, because you can get another 400 freaking ES on a chest piece, and that's why our ES is so low. So we don't really want to do both Explo and curse, and that is actually gonna... The cheaper chest is gonna be better for us. I think just having the hunter base without Explo, maybe. We'll see. This is also pretty low in ES. This is disgustingly low on ES. So we're gonna make something new, or even buy it, depending like how the prices in the market are. So we're gonna check that first. First of all, I'm just gonna pop on Craft of Exile. And check the... Wait, is this like... Yeah, that's probably why. It looks interesting, I mean... It works for Craft of Exile, kinda detects it. I'm kinda digging this look. It's actually easier to read like what is selected here. It kind of dims down the brightness. So it was for helmets. Let's reset it. We would need to dupe our base because we don't have another one. It pretty much screws these things up, so I'm actually gonna turn it off. I kind of downloaded that for the Excel, so it works really nice here, but I kind of want to turn it off just for this side. There we go. So the Hunter mod has the curse, but hitting that is gonna be pretty much kind of impossible, especially if we... It's actually not impossible. We can do remove odd influence mods if we have just suffix, prefixes, open prefix, and we do augment an influence mod, then remove an influence mod. But honestly, I can live without that. The base crit would be nice, and it's gonna be pretty cheap to do. You can do augment attack, and that's kind of all you need to do there. So I think that's kind of the only let's try to see like how expensive are the Val Regalias, and we'll decide if we craft it. And also let's see like if we just want to spam fossils and hit T1s. Like that's really hard to hit. Those two mods are really hard to hit. If you are gonna hit them later on, if you kinda did all the other stuff and then you have to remove our defense, that's gonna be a bit tough to hit. Here, if you start with that and just do it with fossils, with dense fossil, and see, you can hit that in 152, making this around 700 chaos to hit. You might hit it faster, honestly, but in general it takes this many times to hit it, which is, since 154 I think is the exalt, so 705 divided by 154 makes it like 4.5x. So if we can get the T1, double T1 energy shield for less than that, it's probably worth. You can also count in the base, which is at least 2 exalts, so that makes it we sold something. That's Stygian. That we sniped for way less. I don't know how much it was. I think it was 70 kills. So this makes it pretty nice now. We have some additional currency. I just have to grab some tissues, like my nose is being weird. Just a second. And yeah, that Regalia is gonna be probably better than having that additional curse, because I can just take 4 points and get additional curse, but I cannot freaking get 400 ES on a skill tree flat. That is impossible. And I think you have to min-max all the other gear with ES to be able to kind of say, hey, I'm giving up 400 ES on my chest piece. Because if you do not optimize everything else, you're losing a lot of ES. Val Regalia. And we're just gonna see like how far can Val Regalia go in terms of energy shield. You see like the highest Regalias are with the quality. I thought they can go above 800 for some reason, but 786 is the highest, so we try 750. You can see like 750, that's double T1 and hybrid, double T1 and hybrid for 15x with all the white sockets. So my base would probably, I would need to dupe it, which is around 1.5x. And say I need 5x to craft it. Actually, how much would you say? And plus 1.5x. So I would be able to make it for 6x maybe. Considering that it also, like this one also has crit, which is also gonna not cost a lot to make. This is a suffix, so it does have like hybrid mod. It goes like in 15. Let's see if we kind of drop this a bit, because like I don't need it with quality. So you can see that double T1 Regalia doesn't have white sockets, but you can get one for 4x. which is ridiculous. 7x with sockets. This one is T2 though. But I could probably like recraft the sockets. I do need a lot of greens, which is not nice. But it's possible to recraft the sockets and get double T1 for 4 eggs. That's like crazy. Because T1 plus, actually it's T3. Increases T3, so it's not as good. And the first one that has sockets, it gets into like 10x. So I guess crafting is probably a better idea, because I can also this is like what I would like to make. Around that much, yes. Maybe it's not like needed to do double crit, but it's like a lot more yes. It's 300 more yes on a chest. It's nothing to sneeze at. However, that's like not actually a priority. We might be actually better, even thinking about it, we might be actually better doing helmet first, because helmet doesn't have ES at all, if I think about it. I might keep my regalia for now, because mine is actually worth way more. So my regalia with dexterity not important, like with that much ES, has Plague Curse, double crit. It was worth more. It's worth 18x, 18 to 20x, and you're just gonna make a regalia that's like 10x, and it's gonna be better. It's kind of weird. Forgot to mute myself, sorry. So mine is kind of 400. So that makes it... That doesn't exist. So 390. Nope. 370. So both of these regalias are actually worse than mine. Since this one is T3. This one is T1. Yeah, this one is like mine. But I actually added, instead of resist, I added quality. That's why mine has... It's basically the same as this one. You can easily make that lightning res into quality. And regalia that I want to make... I would really like to have this explode, but I think it's gonna be a bit expensive if we do that. That's a Crusader mod. And that's Fizz mod. However, we have another Fizz mod here. So if you're gonna try remove add, this mod is 0.008% weighting. Actually, weighting is 25. So 4,000, 25. You are gonna have like really hard time hitting that, so you can just forget about it. You can awaken an orb that mod, and that's the only way you're gonna get it. And if you awaken an orb that, you probably wanna remove add, energy shield to get it to T1 flat plus T1, actually not T1, but get one T1 and another one. What you get is what you got, basically, kind of deal. So it's kind of really hard. Whereas the Hunter mod, the Curse, the only other way to kind of get this thing would be to remove add the Influence mod, but that wouldn't really also work, because like it would be better, but it would be more expensive. Because you have like 1,000 waiting, this is like 25 for real. Let's look at POEDB, because I kind of don't believe that. That is kind of doesn't make it burst, I think. So that is a body armor of intelligence. And it's a Crusader Explo. Let me see. Yeah, it's 25, like, good luck with that. If you wanna make an Explo chest that's not Awakener arms. That is pretty weird to do. It's really hard. So, probably not gonna do that. I might later on, but it's really expensive to make it really good. But we're gonna first, like, deal with the helmet. Just a second. I don't know what's going on with my nose. It was fine just an hour ago. The helmet is actually really easy to craft. The problem is the base is really expensive. So we're gonna like cheap out on the base. So the thing that you want is so you take a look at mine in the game. What you really want is the helmet that has 40% increased ice nova damage, which the base, like white base with increased nova damage, is like 11 freaking exalts, which is really expensive. Maybe like it's not like crazy expensive because in this like you can have a lot of currency, but it's still like crazy expensive. So instead we can get one other enchant. So if we take a look at Ice Nova enchant on POE trade, we take a look at that. High level 86. It's probably gonna be on Huber circlets, but we might as well like type that in. Necromancer circuit, which is like way less CS. Is like first Huber circlet, which is already halfway crafted. It has life for some reason. It's actually pretty decent for 10x. Considering like how expensive the base is. I mean, the base for Huber circlet, just like the base without anything, is that much. I don't know, this guy is underpricing it quite a bit. Any non-unique? Dude, you're underpricing this by a lot. If I had currency on me, I would probably buy it because it's 200 ES. It already has this. It doesn't have +2 power charges, but still, like, it's pretty decent considering that it has Ice Nova on it. I am not sure what to do. I don't have that much currency. That's for one thing. I actually do have 10x, but I don't feel like investing that much into this, because crafting it's you're just paying for the base. Like, this is not the amount. Like, look at this crap. Like, this guy is asking for this thing, is asking 33x uncrafted, unID'd 36x. Look at this. Like, this one is crafted already, so it has T1 T1. That is perfect. This is the perfect one. 70 freaking exalts. This one is one mirror, so that's like crazy expensive just because of the enchant. But there's like one different enchant, which is for Frostbite. Cursed enemies, let me see, enchant. Increase the curse effect. So you look for increased curse effect. And that base is like 50, Actually, it's probably more because it's supposed to be 30%. So the frostbite helmet, which is also going to increase your damage by quite a bit, increase frostbite curse effect by 30%. And frostbite itself is more multi, so I think mine should be, yeah, there it is. So it's minus 44%. That would be by increasing it by 30%. So 44 times 1.3, it would make it 57. Or 57 minus 44. 13% more damage there on a boss. So it's kind of okay. It's not like super crazy, but it's pretty good. What we can look for one that's kind of already has some modifier, so we don't have to Awakener Orbit. We can also skimp out on Awakener Orbit, or Awakener Orb, because there's gonna be another 4x. And you can just grab the where are you looking? Helmet Int. It's supposed to be Redeemer Shaper, I think. So Redeemer, you take a Redeemer for physical damage from hits. No, it's not it. You're taking Redeemer because of nearby enemies have minus the cold, and you're taking the Shaper for the chance. No, let me see. Chance to power charge and kill. Is it Shaper? No, it's Warlord, sorry. So you're taking Warlord for the plus 2 maximal power charges. And now I'm kind of honestly thinking about buying that helmet with for 10x. That's like freaking bargain if we get that. Okay, that's kind of fine. Let's see. I'm gonna sell this one for, like, it has everything you probably want out of it except the ES. Because with all these mods, they're just one for 70x. So I'm just gonna straight up sell this one, and I can buy this one that we were kind of talking about. My nose is kind of killing me. Huber Circlet for 10x, dude, like, it's 200, it's not perfect, but you can remove life. It's already supposed to be, actually it's Lord Redeemer. Is it that the right base? Ooh, it's Crusader. Haha, that's why it's less expensive. Because you cannot really craft the +1 power charges no longer. I kind of know that there has to be a reason why it's not as expensive as the other one. It's pretty much scuffed because you cannot add power charges. So he has Crusader. This means like we have Crusader Redeemer, so we have these two. Which you have chance to block spell damage. Nearby enemies have lightning. You don't want that. Regenerate energy shield, not gonna be that useful. He already has this. So the Crusader mod, like nothing from here, you would probably not want anything. Because this is like lightning, fist damage from hits taken as lightning. This is maybe something that you want to take because fist damage is kind of reapy. But other than that, nothing. Nothing. That's why it's less expensive. And it's also doesn't have like the highest energy shield, and you cannot fix it. I mean, it has a Crusader mod, so it's never gonna be as good. And the one that we would make, we go and make, we force the energy shield to the max. And we just keep the Redeemer, just Redeemer influence, so just this. We can log that later on, it doesn't have to be straight up there. We just spam Dance Fossils. That's 87 tries, 400 kills there, to get the really high defense. 400 kills, that would make it, how much? 400 kills divided by 150, 2.6x, and we can get one that already, maybe, let me see. So with the curse effect, we can just slam it with the Redeemer Orb, so maybe take a look at the ES. 330, so 300 ES should be something that I kind of okay with. This is actually Shaper, this one is Redeemer. It already has a Void and the Elemental Elements. He has chance to freeze, which is not what you need, honestly. That R1 for 10x was better. So I would probably actually craft one. Maybe even like consider, let me see. How much we have nearby enemies, cold res, and power charge. If you have those two mods. Nearby enemies, reduce. And power charges. Maximum power charges. Something like that doesn't really exist. So look at this, like even Ice Nova and something like crappy is kind of really expensive. But I think I would, as I said, I would be just happy with just having cold res without this. This guy didn't quality it up before he started crafting. That is pretty terrible. Increase energy shield chosen. But it's like crafted hybrid, I think. Nah, dude, I think it's better if you just buy cold res. Not cold res, but frostbite curse effect, 86 helmet, and Maybe get it with quality? Oh, it's already too expensive. What about if it's Redeemer? It's 7x. We have to Redeemer Orbit. How much is the Awakener Orb? I'm again not sure if I want to make that. Awakener Orb. 4x, so it would be, we're gonna spend like 10x making it. I'm kinda looking at making something cheaper, but it's also not gonna be as expensive. What if we kinda scuff out completely and just get curse effect? 300 ES. How expensive is that? 6x. This I can make for less. Where is that? We're gonna need 2x for rerolls. We need Redeemer Orb, which is 1 or something x. I should have 1. Hunter Crusader. I don't have Redeemer. So 1 Redeemer Orb. How much is the Redeemer? It's 0.9, so 0.9 get T1, that's plus 0.9, that's 3.5x, and then we need to craft the other stuff like attack speed and so on and so forth. So this can be added later on, you just have to all called a few times, blocking this call res. But if you just want to hit this accuracy along this side, I mean, this is also not expensive to do. You just have to buy a lot of accuracy rolls. What do you recommend then? Craft of Exile if I wanted to hit that. If I was lazy bum, I just wanted to fossil spam it. Rated more attack, yeah, that makes sense. But you might not like hit both at the same time. Would actually be cheaper. What if we want to hit this cold thingy? That would require a lot of fossils, not just like dense fossil and that's all. And we technically make the... It would have like 300 something, yes. It would actually look exactly like this, besides like this life. Actually, that's hybrid, so yes, hybrid. It has all 3 actually prefixes there. I don't know how he got all 3 mods, but that's like really terrible. Because you closed off all these suffixes. And another thing that I want to see, like how expensive it is. Dude, that's like dirt cheap. You just want TS. See what else, like, of Hell mentions I might want. Can do Herald of Ice increase damage? It's kinda okay. Reduce mana reservation would also be really fine. What about Hatred? %15% mana reservation. So any mana reservation would actually be also fine, because that would make it possible to run all the auras on chip, I guess. What else do we have here? Frostbolt? Chance to freeze, increase damage, cast speed. Yeah, it's either like curse or mana reservation of some sorts. It was 30% or 15. And you have like DCS that is messing with it. Yep, that is pretty cheap. This one is already crafted, somebody had the same idea. You get like T1 accuracy, everything on a Redeemer base. And then you really don't need mana reservation on a shield. About hatred mana reservation. So what we'll find there. It's supposed to be 15. It'll actually be more. Maybe the base is a bit more expensive. Because that might be used by Herald stackers, so that is probably no go. Herald device. This is supposed to be 20. 30? That is double T1 actually. But doesn't have like a third one. On a Valor base, not really that great. This one is already crafted. Redeemer Valor, it's like again 25x. And that goes down quite a bit. So should I look for the Redeemer bases? This one is like pretty terrible. I understand why he's not like selling it for more, but it's a Redeemer base. You would need to, I mean, it has a lot of ES, but if you wanted to fix it, you would have to YOLO remove this intelligence, which is probably not gonna happen. But it's technically better than mine that has like 70 ES. Pretty terrible. And looks like that one that was for 10x is gone now. Onslaught Jewel? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, if I got that Huber circlet for 10x, I could have probably resold it, even if it was like crappy. 70 freaking exalts. Frostbite, Redeemer, 7x. No, I don't want to pay for that one. Just gonna get this thing with frostbite and recraft it. Let's see if everything is fine. Item level, frostbite curse effect. He has like accuracy. You have to recraft. And we're just gonna spam dense fossils at it until it hits what it's supposed to hit. We might actually throw sanctified fossils if we feel like it. Probably not. Sanctified makes it like 53 tries compared to 87 tries, but these 87 tries are actually way cheaper because sanctified fossils are crazy expensive. We're just gonna make one cheap increase curse effect without power charges, because power charges add to the cost. Though if we made it with power charges, it would actually be more expensive. I'm kind of not sure about that, if I should awaken our orbit, but if I do these 3 things on it, it's gonna be more expensive. Well, first thing is, doesn't actually exist with frostbite curse effect, but the ones that do exist, Hell Device, reduce mana resurrection, but with like, look at this ES, it's pitiful. It's 8x. I think I might actually, if I do that, zealousy increase, I'm like not sure which one. It's probably gonna, like, if I do that, it's gonna cost me, we awaken our orbit together. I don't really care about any mods because I can't really focus on these 2 mods as the first thing, because it's gonna be more expensive if I do that. So I'm better off just spamming dense fossils first to hit maximum ES, then to get the cold thingy, I do get crafted cold res, og twice, then I remove cold, then I remove another cold, and I have 50-50 chance to actually remove this chance to freeze, which is not gonna be expensive. I mean, I go like 2 cold dogs, 1 remove cold, few times. That's maybe gonna be few x, maybe 1-2x maximum. No, it's gonna be 1x to get this. It's not gonna be hard, but getting that's kind of why I'm kind of looking at this. Should I even like awaken an orbit if I'm gonna get power charges? Because if I do Redeemer and Lord, I have 125 here, which it's not like that terrible to get it. It's gonna be the only 2 crit mods are those, I think. So I have this one, and that's gonna be, waiting is gonna be 600. Let's take a look at on POEDB, because it might be just better. Body armors, no, we're looking for helmets intelligence. Let me take a look at this. So Redeemer, let's search for crit. Power charge gain on kill, no, that's the one that we don't want. The one that we want is max power charges. So yeah, that is pretty much the same. So that is 625 weight, so it's 625 divided by 125. It should be 1 in 5 tries for remove ad crit. And remove ad crit, how much is that? Forbidden Harvest Fury. Remove critical modifier, add new critical modifier to an item. We can also do... Actually, we cannot do that. First of all, we have to AUG crit once, then remove add, but it's gonna be mostly like doing this. Min vouchers of 20, 76. That is 70 cows, so that's gonna be another 70 times 5 to get that. So that's gonna be 70 times 5 divided by 150. Another 3x there to get the power charges. So if we craft the perfect one, it should cost us less than 10x to make it. And after that, we can probably sell it for a lot of money. However, if we had a nice Nola damage on it, it would cost a lot of money, but the base is 33x, so there you go there, dude. I'm not that like, I don't have that much money. So I guess I'll craft this one. I'm just not sure if I should chip out on Awakener Orb. I probably should chip out on Awakener Orb. Screw the power charges. I am chipping out. So we're gonna get this and get the Redeemer Orb, slap the Redeemer Orb, roll defense, and then AUG Cold, and we're gonna finish it up with less than 5x, and it's gonna be nearly as perfect. We don't want to get accuracy on it too, which is not gonna be too hard, because rerolls for our attack are not expensive. And that's gonna be, even though this one has Ice Nola damage, we can't really, like, the highest energy shield that we can get on the Steel Circlet is not a lot. And this one already has everything it's supposed to have, so I'm probably better off just selling it. Some idiot is gonna buy it. As you can see, like, these mods, even with the crappy ES, the first one is 70x. So some idiot is gonna look for these mods without a huge energy shield and is gonna think, hey, maybe I can fix the ES. And good luck with that. Like, this helmet, even with a perfect ES, is I think 200 something ES on it, because it's a lower tier base. You would probably, like, on Mind Cage, maybe, like, if you kind of do Mind Cage, maybe. That one is one tier lower than but it doesn't exist, so... As I said, like, some idiot is gonna come along and give me 10x for that helmet. I guarantee you that. I'm just, like, in between of... should I cheap out on my mana reservation and actually get a shield, which is also one influence that's gonna be really cheap? If I do that, then I can reserve all of my manas really easily, all of the things, but I'm gonna lose some damage. But then I can get that damage back through using some unique amulet ring or something like that. So many choices. Honestly not sure where to go with this. See, frag. Do we have dense fossils? I don't think so. Craft, maybe we do. We do have a bit of dense fossils. Let's actually edit everything in POE and see like exactly what we want. So I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. It doesn't matter. More configuration, power charges. I do have onslaught and elusive. And look at this, like power charges, the 8 is maximum. So if we get like 6, 7, like, that is actually a really nice crit chance. But is the enemy chilled? That makes it like almost 95. So that power charge, it is a lot actually. When I think about it, I don't even need the enemies to be chilled with this. But I probably then don't need... Where's my chest armor, body armor, rupture? Do I even need like Assassin's Mark then? Probably need that. Do I need the... Do I need this? Apparently not. I'm still like crit cap. It's actually for Ice Nova, we're not looking for the 97%, so... That power charge is actually pretty nice once we kind of test it out. If we had the helmet, let's also take a look at configuration, because let's do Cyrus, which has LE res. So all of them have LE res, so we can test out is the pan good. So it's probably good. So do we really have to have pan? No, it's not that. I mean, all of it is pretty nice, but RES is really garbage. If we do this one with T1, we remove like all res. Looks like another dude that doesn't know how to price split personality. It is 25, dude. Yes, it is. 1.5, 1.6. I'm gonna give him like the last guy another 50 kills. Yeah, looks like... Ooh, wow, there's... the stream is pretty much dead. I guess my internet connection screwed up because we had like 10, 12 people. If there's anyone now. Thanks for the follow. I guess you are the guy from... How do you even pronounce that? This is Tripod Squirts? I'm not sure, mate. But anyways, if you're watching, like how I figured out how much it's this worth is by Control D with the Awakened POE trade, and I just selected both stats to see how expensive it is, and at the moment it's like 1.5x. So if you're not using this tool, it's Awakened POE trade. I bought one split personality today, same way as you. The guy priced it 5 chaos, so I also gave him a tip extra because it was really, I felt really bad taking the item without like paying something for it. So you can just download this thing. I think it's the best tool now. You just can pick up the tool and price check every item like that. Usually, like, there are like few items that are like these. Mostly Watcher's Eye, Split Personality, and few other ones that needs like checking. But in general, also one really cool thing about this tool is that it also, if you price check an item base, like I have this. Actually, I don't have any. Oh, I have an item base, Sorcerer Boots. It's gonna say it's worth just the base without stats is worth 2x, so you cannot accidentally misprice the item base, because like with the stats it's worth nothing because the stats are pretty trash. That is item level 86 hunter, so it's worth way more. That's why I really like this tool. The other trade macro doesn't do this. Here is you watching, that's how I figured it out. And thanks for the follow. So this is 1.5x. Let's put it out. I think we're gonna craft today because this is pretty terrible. Everyone left. I guess the stream, my internet connection went down, and I guess I made a longer break than, yeah. That's sweet. I used Windows 7 looking version of trade macro. Usually use POE prices as well, which where I got the price for that jewel. Not sure why it didn't pick up any similar listings, but I got some other loot for simulacrum. I'm trying to list it all before I go to dinner. Yeah, that's kind of usually how these accidents happen with the split personalities. I already bought one today. I don't think I bought one in like days. I've been sniping them, but nobody mispriced them, I guess. But today also one dude mispriced it, and I also like felt really bad taking it from him, so I paid a bit extra and also showed him how to price it. I'm kind of using like few other things, like for sniping it's this guy, POE Live Search Manager. That's how I sniped your item. Here's like your listing for 25, so that's that pops like a Windows notification, so I can like do some other things, map or craft items or anything, and I can just enter, Control V, enter, and whisper the guy if I want to buy the item. And the other one is Trade Companion for just tracking trades. But anyways, like my internet connection went down a bit while ago and everybody left. So the stream is pretty much dead. I resetted it, but I guess I went to dinner, and this is not usually the time when I stream, so I would assume that everybody assumed that I won't stream anymore. So if you want to stop by anytime, we do like fun stuff, I guess, some challenges, crafting. We crafted a whole bunch of stuff for this guy. Still have to kind of do more stuff. It's custom Crete Nova Assassin. He have some few kind of crazy items, but it's still like he has ways to go. Also, we did some challenge today, like experimenting with how much currency you would get if you run specific like juice on the maps. We ran some scarabs, compared it to just an Alken Go and normal maps, and got to kind of weird conclusion. Happens, man, POE is a tough game to stream anyways. Yeah, almost. So like kind of interesting thing for today. If you want to farm seeds, apparently it's better to alk the maps. I wasn't sure if it's gonna drop more seeds, but apparently it does. So with alked maps, for 24 maps it dropped me 551. I run twice that, so this second time was 559, and normal map without anything it dropped 393 seeds. So apparently better to like not waste maps and alk them, because I've been seeing a lot of people recommend just normal maps without alk. If the map is like really cheap, then maybe so, but if you're running like the 14, 15, 16 maps, it's probably better to alk them. For T10s maybe it's okay, but for higher tiers definitely throw an alk in there, it's probably worth it. So that's kind of what we've been doing for past 2 days. experimenting a bit. And I don't know, like the season is near the end, so I might, and I'm not sure like what I'm going to do next, but maybe trying some cheaper builds for the next season or something like that. League starters, I don't know. Anyways, thanks for the follow, mate, and I think I'm going to kind of go to bed. Screw it, I'm gonna craft the helmet tomorrow. So, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see anyone. I think you're the only one in this stream. Everybody left, so I'll see you next time. Okay, actually we can chat for a bit more, I guess. I can run a few maps. Interesting, this is my first league. You said you want to go for dinner, so if I'm keeping you. And this is like the snipe that I'm doing. This is the notification, and apparently I got the snipe, so I'm gonna pay 70 cows. That's like the item that's worth. You've seen like how much is supposed to be worth there. Those are item bases. People don't know how to price them, or they usually bring down the price really fast. So I usually make, I'm kind of okay paying up to 100 cows, 220 for them, and I usually make around 1.5 to 2x on those bases. So it's kind of really good profit there for basically doing nothing. I just have the list of the items, and when it pops out, I just buy it. I'm not sure if this guy is looking for it. He is looking for it. Sold, okay. He probably figured out that that is actually worth more, so no go there. Doesn't matter. Does anyone buy talismans? Not really. I don't think so. The problem with talismans, as far as I know, you cannot add the anointment on them. I'm not like 100% sure, but I don't think. I never used the talisman in my life. They were probably good in that league, but afterwards I'm not sure anyone cares about that. So just gonna pick up a few maps, maybe, I don't know, maybe some T14s. I don't know why I have so many colonnades, if somebody asks me, but I do have some colonnades. These ones need scouring. In general, like this if the item, are the talismans always corrupted or not? But you cannot anoint the corrupted item, so let me see, like talismans. It's kind of a weird question because I never used one in my life. Actually, we can look at in category. Maybe it's like amulet, but actually it has to be like you can't really look for the talisman there. I guess talisman is a generic word, but still gonna select me some talisman. Generic, no. I don't know how to look for one. That's weird. Maybe it's not an amulet. Maybe it's not counted as an amulet. Is there like a different category for them? Honestly, I don't know. Let me see. Are they always corrupted or not? I think they're always corrupted. Yeah, they are. That is why, like, you can still, you cannot even recraft them. They drop like that, and that is all. I mean, in some cases you might be using them, for instance, for plus number of raised zombies, if that's good. Increased fish, I don't know. Like, most of them, I never actually seen anyone uses that, because after the Blight League with the anoints, so adding something on your amulet. For instance, mine amulet is taking lucidity, which is this keystone here. So I'm not sure like what was the combination for that for oils. Let me see. It is amber, violet, and silver. So if you go to Cassia and bump amber, violet, and silver in your amulet, you're gonna get lucidity. That's how I got that. So that's why nobody uses talisman, because it's corrupted. You cannot anoint something pretty good. There's some like really crazy anoints to be had on skill tree, so it's definitely worth doing. For instance, there are some anoints that don't even exist on a skill tree. They're not keystones on a skill tree, but they're actually just anoints, and you can find them in Pot of Building. So there is one here for Chaos Res is double. You just get 60 Chaos Res and it doubles it, and you have max Chaos Res, technically. There's one, this one is kind of really crazy. Transfiguration of Soul. Transfiguration of Soul is where your energy shield is counted as spell damage. So the more energy shield you have, it's gonna give you spell damage, which is like mind-blowing to have on an amulet. It's pretty expensive, twice gold and azure, so it's really expensive on it. Though oils are cheap now, since it's near the end of the league. But in general, it's kind of like that when it comes to talismans. The only one that I know that might be useful, that has a use, is Rigwald's Curse, that gives you crit for unarmed, that is used in some builds. In unarmed builds, that's like either one with nothing, if somebody does that as a crit, probably not, or the other one, I don't remember the name of the item. It uses some gloves, and you punch stuff with gloves instead of with weapons. And I can't remember the name of the gloves, basically. So that is like one talisman that I know that has use, but that's unique, since you cannot crit with your hands, and that talisman gives you chance to crit and base crit of 7%. So that's kind of deal there. Other than that, I don't really know about talisman, that anyone uses talisman for something. Some pops maybe? I usually turn off the sounds when I'm sitting in hideout. Like a fun build, yeah, it is fun, but it's a bit weird to gear and to kind of optimize. It's probably one of the weirdest builds that I've played so far. It's custom crit Ice Nova Assassin, so every time you crit, you proc the Ice Nova. First of all, you proc the Casper's Malice, which has Frost Bolts and a few other things. There's Frost Bolts, Frost Bomb, and Ice Nova. And every time you proc Ice Nova, it procs twice of Frost Bolt. So it basically, for one cast, you get 2 casts on Frost Bolts, and that chains up pretty nice. So it's really good clear speed. I started Toxic Crane, but have built Ice Shot Deadeye. Were you watching Aceros builds, maybe? That seems like that, because I think his Ice Shot is the most popular on YouTube. Toxic Rain is an okay build. Like Chaos builds are pretty good as league starters and on a low budget, because Chaos damage cannot be reflected, so you're never gonna get in situation where you basically one-shot yourself by attacking monsters. But on the other hand, they are really hard to scale up properly for the end game. They don't do enough damage because monsters do have Chaos Res, and you cannot get... this boss is pretty weird for me, because he has a Burning Ground and I don't have Element Immunity yet, so standing in there is kinda no-go for me, and I have to wait for him to move out of there. Super expensive to get single target, yes, that is true. That is usually the case. You get, like, this build is also the same deal. It does pretty well in maps, but on bosses requires a lot of investment. And most of the cases, I think, if you want to get both single target and the clear speed, you're probably not gonna get that pretty cheap. I think there's rarely a build that can do both. I've seen most people do some combination. You level 1 build usually a miner, so you do maybe ball lightning mines or something like that. They do a ton of single target damage, because if you throw mines, if the boss has a phase before he kind of starts attacking you, you can throw like 20 mines before even starting a fight and trigger them as soon as possible, and they do a ton of damage, and you basically skip the first phase usually, if not like one-shotting some of the bosses. And people usually do 2 characters if you wanted to do it on a really low budget, since a miner doesn't require any specific gear. Some specific stats, you can use pretty much the same gear on a miner and on a Chaos Dot build, because you're just gonna get life and resists on the gear and nothing else. Maybe like one unique item for each build. Miners use Tremor Rod, and the Chaos Dot builds the Trickster. You're either gonna use a bow or gonna use the stuff for plus Chaos skills or something like that, but it's kind of one item difference there, so you can probably share rings, amulet, maybe even other things if the socket colors allow that. Generally, you can, even if you get some items, double items for both builds, you can pretty much gear both characters for maybe 100 chaos per build. Sorry to cut you off, but I got to head out. We'll leave the stream up tonight. Peace, brother. Okay, see you next time. I also plan to finish the stream anyways, so it's kind of fine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Just gonna finish the map and finish the stream.